Okay, welcome back. New game, new rules. I've got my makeup artist behind me. I don't know if you can see my screensaver or me, but either way, there, I'm taking that off. Okay, this is part two, swiping right, and this is called how to protect your assets. And then actually, depending on what you're looking for, you can use this flowchart for everything. Okay, when you go online, this is the positive part, but I'm going to protect you. You need to look out for people that are taking you to other websites or other chat rooms like GChat, I call it GChatter, Snapchat, Tinder, all of them. Plenty of fish, blah, blah, blah. Okay. You go there, you're swiping right. Here's a few tips. When you're talking to somebody, and I'm a straight white guy, love all pronouns, but I'm swiping right for a gal, okay? You're going to come to find at some point they're going to ask you personal questions, and if you're actually trying to find somebody, I'll show you how to avoid your credit card being ganked and try to find some true love out there. So, dedicated to the ladies, I think I did okay, but I still don't know if a dater card is real or there's some service that you go to, but I never found a valid one. The address was XCP30, like Star Wars, like all kinds of letters and numbers and characters. That's usually not a safe site. They're looking for your credit card. Immediately swipe to the left and bail. Now watch. This common algorithm is simple. Headshot, shoulder shot, breast shot, tummy shot, full shot, and then usually nude shots. If that's the flowchart they're hitting you with, run. They're after your credit card. Now, if you didn't fire off a Scud missile and send them your weenie pic, which, look, if they sold them for a penny each, they'd be a millionaire. They could go offline and not even need you and get a robot to handle it. So stop that. Not a good way to say hello to somebody or good morning. Even if they have a profile that shows nudes, they might have come home from work. They might be in front of their husband and kids. Anywho, don't do that. That was a big mistake. Okay, so watch. Here's some good indicators. One girl, or she was a woman, but she was younger, like half my age plus one. I'm not going there, folks. Okay. The next part three will be the sheriff's rhyme, meaning it could be a sheriff's daughter. So I'll read that one for part three. But watch. When you're swiping right, you start typing in that little character box. Don't keep swiping right because they can see it on their end somehow, dude, when they pay for the extra service. And some gal said, I'm glad you're speaking with me, but it seems as though you're disinterested. So just an FYI, and it was extremely rude. I apologize to her. Send her a Scud missile apology. So watch. When you do swipe right, let's say you do go to GChat or somewhere else. GChat, if you're silly, ties into Google, which a lot of people tie your credit cards into, whether it's your home computer, a laptop, or your cell phone. That's what they're after. But if it's a good person, they might go there for the security so that it's not on some weird ass site that bills out of Turkey that you can't sue, that's registered under, like, my cat's name Tigger in Switzerland on a server there, so you can't even touch them. So that's not a bad idea, but go to your GChat and make sure nothing's tied in, especially your credit cards, folks. That's what they're after. And look, if you're driving with the 5-speed, this is a reminder to the guys. And again, I'm a straight white dude. That's my perspective. You can adjust this for all pronouns, folks. Just change the stick shift to your right. So look, if you're in overdrive, you got angry at your old lady, go out to the driveway in your car, smoke a bowl, and swipe right. Here's what can happen. One too many pistos, drinks, and you'll be happy to get out of the car and take a picture of the back of your pickup truck, which has your license plate, your tag number, the color of your vehicle. They can get the year, make, model. They're going after what's used to be called a KSR, like what law enforcement used to run on people, but they overused it, so it was pulled from them. And it just says all your tangible assets so they can prove they're you and reissue a new credit card. It's horrible, folks, so watch. If they go over to GChat, make sure you're safe. And look, if they haven't fired off a velvety punani Scud missile back at you, so far so good. Especially if it's headshots or above. People want to see real true to life pictures. And look, I looked at a bunch of profiles. I'm not being disrespectful, ladies. And I can do the same thing as put up like generations of pictures. But one of the pictures looked like the lady's daughter. And then one looked like her grandma. And I think it was the same person showing an earlier picture. But the site was kind of a cheapie where you couldn't put notes under it. So maybe she was showing her beautiful life to me. That's a positive sign. So the yin, the yang. So watch. Let's swipe right and go to GChat. Here's the close that I use every time. It's too simple. Okay? Here's what all females are looking for, just as if you were an honest guy, you'd be looking for. How to earn a blush. You lick them on the neck, pretend you're in a Sahara desert, and it's the only snow cone left on mankind, and it's a rainbow of sweet colors. You're going to lick that sucker all the way across the top hemispherically with your tongue wide open, aren't you? And you're probably going to dip it back. Anywho, lick her neck like that. Put the same effort into sucking on her earlobe and gently jam your tongue in her ear. That's how you earn a blush. How do I know that? My first girlfriend did that to me. It works every time. By the way, I like that too, swipe right. So, let's see. How do we hold hands? That's a cool definition. That's a really, really good one. Look, every female and every dude that's trying to be honest, trying to find butterflies is going to say the same thing. Let's go sit on a park bench like two 6-year-old children. Forget about religion. Forget about politics. Forget about taxes, divorce. Children cost money, college, blah, 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 blah. What do two 6-year-old kids do on a park bench? It's the same every time. They do it in 3 heartbeats or less. If there's 2 families, doesn't matter their color of skin, any flavor, any religion, any 2 beautiful 6-year-old children, human beings of God, God's children. Watch this, they're better than us. They sit on a park bench, and let's say there's rides behind them, like a slide. They do the same thing. They find out what they have in common, they hold hands, they go over and they go on a ride. That's the flow chart, folks, really simple. But what did they do on the park bench to make that 3 heartbeats that we can do as an adults? Here it is. They drew lines in the sand, and they both communicated on what they were into and found the commonality in the middle of the sand. So anywho, some gal, hit me up that wanted to go to a room, and we were going to split the room. I thought that was super cool. It sounded legit, but the site wouldn't take. They wanted to validate my credit card or license, so I wouldn't do it. So nothing personal. It didn't look legit, but I like that idea. Let's say we swipe right and they don't want you to come over, and I don't want them to come over. Look, some chick could show up on meth with a knife and have a field day, so it can happen to the dudes too. It could be really bad. Now, if you take, look, I brought props, okay? Kitty litter. We're going like straight up whack hack attack here, but you could clearly put that across like the living room and have her sit on one side near the door safely with it unlocked. Even have some light shining through if you wanted, so she can run and feel safe. But you gotta put the line in the sand and communicate. So watch this. This is crazy, man. I just found this out. So, when I learned about the birds and the bees, my mom omitted the oral fellatio part. They like that too. No way, I know. So if you do it for 3 hours and they even touch you, it's a home run. So that's a good flow chart. 30 to 1 orgasms. That'll teach them, ladies. So watch. Here's the secret to getting there. Everybody has sex. In my age category, hopefully they're not a virgin. I can order on the right side of the menu at Sizzler here soon, and I'm on YouTube. If you're in a foreign country like Australia or the UK, my apologies. Sizzler is a fine restaurant here in the United States. Hope they're still in business. And they sell steak and lobster for like $18.99, sometimes on sale $12.99. It looks like a shrimp. It's the size of a shrimp. Anywho, here's how you hack the menu. My grandma went with me, and what I liked was on the senior side. What she liked was on the other side, 55 and under. So instead of us ordering for each other, which wouldn't have been a big deal, I just asked him for a custom order, and he said, "Oh, dude, that's on the 55 plus, so I'll just ring you up." And then he said, "No way, it's your grandma," and then she ordered off the regular menu. So 50-50, be honest, but you can scoop it. Anyway, when that dude brought the sodas over, he said, "Why didn't you guys just order for each other?" And I said I wanted the hack the menu. Anywho, watch. Let's go over back to GChat. You swiped right. It's going good. Even if they're reserved, don't have a picture. How do we find out if they claim they're a local? Snapchat evidently tells me that way over 300,000 people live within 8 blocks of me. If I go outside, it's pretty quiet. That's not factual. Most of them are children, underage, under 18, and males, because they want Killing Video Simulator Steam cards. And then their sister figured it out too, because you get hit up by 100 escorts a second when you sign on to that service. Anybody does. So watch. We're swiping right. They didn't take us to a fake site that had C3PO XYZ type letters, period, backslash, and weird characters we've never seen. And we're hitting it off. Like we said, "Hey, what are you into?" And they said a sport or this or that. Something honest, something common. Those 6-year-old children on a chair that grew up would sit there and say the following if they came over to my house, because it's the same flowchart. What do you do for religion? Do you believe in God? As long as we both believe in God, that's the common denominator. What do we do for fun? Sports, barbecue in the backyard, kick a beach ball around, whatever. What do we really do? Do we have board games in the closet? Are we addicted to Pornhub, BitChute, or Ogrish, which is like beheading videos? That's probably an important thing to mention, which I'm not. So, I'm into positive, heavenly type things. Think white hat. White cat. He disappeared. Okay. Cat doesn't have thumbs, or I'd have him go in the microwave and warm me up some coffee. All right. So we've swiped right, and they want to know about us. As long as they're sharing too, and it doesn't have to be as much. Look, they're going to be apprehensive, and that's understandable. Ask basic questions. Do you like to rock out the journey, Stone in Love? What's your favorite music? What's your favorite movie? I always tell them my favorite movie, and it's the truth is Skin Deep. And then they come back with, you're a punk or something, but they don't type it yet usually. They wait. It's a Kung Fu Panda move all the way to the end, folks. Or, as I picture it, I'm dancing in a landmine field, and meteors, all of them are falling on my head, and I gotta dance through. But it's easy, tell the truth, watch. Favorite movie, Skin Deep, John Ritter, I think it's circa 1989. Goes on a date. I think when Sally met Harry, whatever, is a little played out. This is about a dude that was married. He's a writer. He's talented. It's John Ritter from Three's Company going off. It's great. He super glues a dog while he's drunk to the ceiling. There's a glow-in-the-dark condom scene. In the entire movie, he gets lit up by women. I guarantee you they'll be laughing. It's one of my favorite movies. Soundtrack is banging. Classy, but it's the truth. And then I tell them, favorite comedians, who has the voice of God, Morgan Freeman, but he's not God, stuff like that. Honesty. Now watch. After you pour the kitty litter on the floor and she freaks out, if you accidentally meant to swipe left instead of right, I'm lucky I got a used cat box. I'm going to accidentally pour that out until I don't think we're a match. It's a good time to be honest, folks. So watch. We find all the things in common. We're chatting. Don't fire off that Scud missile yet, dude. She already knows what we do behind the scenes. Let her know the truth. Where you're at financially, what you're looking for in life, what your goals are. Are you retired? Are you a writer? What are your hobbies? Science? What are you into? That type of stuff. And when you find something in common, you can talk about it. But even if it's different, compare notes. So watch. They want to go to a motel room. That's probably not a bad idea if you both gave your license to the guy at the counter, and neither one of the, in my case, a male or female, gets to see it. That's a safe way of doing it. She can go to the room first. I would encourage her dad and brother with their shotguns to sit adjacent to the front door, meaning like in the parking lot in the dark, and tell them to have the barrels hanging out the window so I can see them. And then when I come in nice and slow, I'm going to take one of those little Red Ryder wheelbarrows, my driver's license, a box or a bucket of sand, 2 scoops, a pink pair of handcuffs, and I forgot what else. I wrote about it. Anywho, one of those inflatable balls. You need that. Inflatable ball's important, like those big like balls, but the soft one. Anywho, you're going to take sand and run it across the room and have her near the back, since the dad and brother's out front. You have to leave the door open, sit on the floor passively, and then do that back and forth in the sand. But see, to me, I would have went up to the dad and my brother and said, I have no bad intentions. I just want to take a peek, see my shotguns. And then I'd explain to them, I'm safe. We can keep the door open. You guys can even come in. Shoot, we rented a room. Might as well make it a family affair. I get to meet everybody. But please leave the guns behind. I'm nonviolent, anti-thermonuclear, and pro-Mother Earth, and very friendly to human beings that can communicate. That's how you do it. Then you go through that same cycle. And look, I just hacked, dude. If I get half the family there, maybe I can get the other half if I bring some barbecue or find out something we got in common. That's how you do it right. Now look, once you've swiped right and you start swapping pics and all that stuff, the following things need to be looked out for. That flow chart of where the pictures start going down, a sob story where they have a disabled child, their husband beat them. What they're doing, unfortunately, is yanking on your tearjerker nerves, and then you're going to end up buying a silly little $15, $20 purchase, and then when you go to use your card again and there was a balance, it won't work. Don't tie your stuff into all your services and be lazy. Separate it somehow. That's what they're after. They get your license, your car plates, your vehicle. You're really in deep. And by the way, you can actually show them the front of your license plate. Like, law enforcement will have to update me on this. They're not really friendly with us. But I think you can safely give them the front of your license plate, and you could put your finger over, like, I don't know, if there's something you didn't want them to see. But it's the back they're looking for, so that's the part you don't want to show them. You never, look, if you're actually looking for true love, you don't need to swipe right with your credit card, in my opinion. That's not true love. That's kind of not the way, like, God doesn't really look kind of escorts, nothing personal. So watch. Here's how I write in Google Chat. It's simple. They all want the same thing just like we do, folks. Love. Butterflies, holding hands, walking through Disneyland through life. Who doesn't? It's called utopia, you silly. If that's what you're looking for, you might just swipe right, so watch. I would tell them, just like 2 6-year-olds will sit on a park bench, be honest, ask me any question, I'm an open book, and go back and forth with the ping pong or that beach ball in the room. But look, the dad, the brother, and the daughter, they won the beach ball game, but I won the war and made a friend. She was way too young for me, by the way. I did not know that. She did not post her age. Really glad her dad and brother were there, dude. By the way, they did not know she was doing that. Just wanted to let you know. I kind of try to look out for people, so watch. If you're hitting a ping pong back and forth, tell them the truth. But if you want to go full spectrum, like my gift is, anima mensa, here's the trick. Okay, it's really simple. You want to kung fu them back, or if you're a gal you want to kung fu them, here's the ultimate panda trick. Tell them all about sitting down, 6-year-old friends, and all that good stuff. Find all the commonalities there, and then sneak in what you do to earn a handshake, hold their hand, or get a blush. Then when they're wooed and they say, tell me more, And look, folks, I'm going Dirty Birdie style. If you're not into this, you should stop this video now. And children, if you don't understand swiping right, ask your parents for the birds and the bees lessons, because I'm going there. So watch. The next step I do is some of them are weeding me out on these credit card scams, or they're looking to swipe right real fast. So I eliminate those passengers real quick. And I tell them the following. I live in the country. If I take a sheep and I put the sheep's head over the edge of a cliff with its feet firmly planted there, and I stand behind him and push his booty with my crotch, the sheep will most likely stand on its toes, arch its legs, the thighs will tighten, their booty will clench, and they'll push back. And that's the kind of motivation I'm looking for from you in the end. Now, you are telling the truth, okay? And don't forget to mention the arch your back part. They like that. And don't pull on the sheep's ears. And look, I'm an animal activist. Don't ever do that, or I'll get those two dudes with a shotgun to come get you. Anywho, say something like that and go Dirty Birdie. See what happens. If they respond and you're looking to swipe right fast, there it is. I'm not. I'm looking for in the middle. Butterflies love, kudos, Kung Fu Panda test over, utopia. Here's the correct Kung Fu Panda answer. They should be somewhere in the middle. I found a common truth most guys won't say. They want a female that they can show off in public that's like a business, love, pro-positive, this is my significant other. But in the bedroom, we all want to have fun, don't we? And that's where you swipe right and you tell the truth. Don't do that in front of dad and the brother, dude. Wait till way later if it's a true right swipe, and make sure the family's involved as well. Look, if they're not introducing you to the family or mentioning that anywhere in a chat or talking about God, they're swiping right. Also, if they're ignoring your questions, this is the easiest way to weed out somebody who's not a local. Tell them something like, where I live, the sheriff sold out long ago. It's a common topic here that only the locals know. And when I say that, if they respond with the second half of that or laugh and come back with the right second half of that, I know they're local. Or it can be something positive too, like a family, or what is it, the National Rodeo, or Lord knows what comes through town. Something that only the locals would know, and that'll weed them out. If they don't answer the question and they block it and they keep Kung Fu Panding forward with questions to you, immediately swipe left if they're claiming to be a local. And look, that'll get rid of roughly 299,999, and I'm not even sure about the one. Out of 300,000, no BS. I did this with a small crew of my buddies. 300,000 all went after Cash App, hacking you through Google or other services. And look, on Signal and Telegram, it gives out your GPS location. And if they are up the street and it's a fake robbing you crew, and you go up to Wally Mart, the local store, to get smokes, you just gave it away, where they can like lay in bed and wake up, get in their car, and come rob you. So you need to watch your tushy. There's so many different scams on there, but the truth is, if they're honest and local and you actually drew a line in the sand, you're going to find out. If they're long distance, you're going to have to work a little bit harder. But look, you can easily tell a picture is real when they send it to you. I don't know. I told the gal I'd be right back. I had to go microwave some coffee, and I had to drop the kitties off in the pool. So I took a picture, no BS, of me with the coffee cup sitting on a can. But look, it's a reverse weenie pic, but I only showed a little bit of the right end of my booty, with my pants almost pulled all the way up, and my t-shirt to keep it clean, and the coffee cup was like 75% of the picture, and then my smile and grin as she started busting up. But I gave her a live picture, meaning like just a pic, and I told her the truth, and she was rolling and said, I love it. At least it's honest. And I didn't know how to subtly break to her that I smoked pot, and she asked. And I was holding this on the toilet, by the way. here. We're going to end the video. Does that make sense to you all? Like, and in other words, have some fun. Like a girl was asking me, look, you need to make it, if you want it to be negative, it'll be negative. But when you swipe right correctly, have some fun with it. Tell her, look, I didn't send off a Scud missile at you, okay? But like, if that's what you're after, it's cool. I've never done that. Let's find out if my laptop's waterproof. Um, you need to be a little bit different. Me, I just do it really easy. I'll straight up hack that punani for 3 hours straight, and that usually gets people's attention. I happen to be a writer. I'm gifted. I'm a Mensa, so I love creative writing. And watch this, watch this. If you actually get lucky enough to vid with somebody, dude, it's so hot. Are you kidding me? It's going to be the same thing. You're going to last like 3 minutes or less, I'm telling you. After all the talk, you'll tilt your keyboard, you'll tilt your steering wheel, what have you. But watch. Do it the reverse. It's better. Tell them let's have a contest. The first one who nuts loses, and then tease each other. And then like hack the safe sex password. Say fun stuff. Like you can't hurt each other when you're videoing and you have consent. So say fun stuff like, I'm going to hack the safe sex password first, harder. And then maybe she says, good luck, Chuck. And then you go back and forth. But if you swiped right correctly in those lines in the sand, I might have blew it and said, I love it when you do concentric circles around my nipple with your tongue. And then she's going to say, put your finger there and pretend it's my tongue. So that's how you do it better and not the same old thing. Like, I'm quite positive they're pretty bored by now with 3 minutes. Tell them you'd like to. Here's another suggestion. If they want to go there but they don't want to show their face, you can tell them to tilt the camera down. And I had a girl say, no way. And I said, you have a second option. And when she came on, I was wearing the Unknown comic. If you look that person up, had a bag over their head, I swear to you. She started rolling, and I said, it's my first time too. I hope you're cool with it. And when I moved the camera down, I had a small paper bag over my hoochie coochie. And she started rolling. I said, I'm really quite shy, but I have a sense of humor. So try to be different. Try to make it fun. Don't just like do close-up macro shots of your weenie and lie to her. And be creative like I did and be subtle about it. I told her I could touch my belly button and I could touch hers from the inside. That's subtle on the backside. But the truth is, if you're a guy like me or a human being, any pronoun, don't you just want love? Like, the sex comes with it. Like, if you look at each other, look, I got 2 half-sisters. They told me one time they look like 3 heartbeats later, they can determine it, whether or not that dude's having sex. And I actually fired that off to a gal. I said, my 2 half-sisters told me at a bar one day, him, maybe her, him. And then, like, I pointed out to the dog and adopted it, but he got loose and became a good buddy. But it's true, but that's going for the jugular. But at one point she said, say something that was honest, that was above the rest. And I said, I heard that was true. And I said, I just wanted to remind you my pics are real on my profile. Could you go back and take a second look and review me based on that data, that critical data? And she said, I like that honesty level. Like, dude, she might go, you got like a little belly, or like, I don't like your grin, or your tongue's not like that. I forgot his name, but anywho, like a long tongue. Tell him the truth. So watch. If you swipe right correctly, here's the goal. Utopia, holding hands till the end of time, kissing prior to arguing if one of you gets upset, calming down, then discussing it. Stuff like that, common sense. I did that when I was a teenager, but look, do not do that. A girlfriend actually kissed me and she beat me. And unfortunately at that age you got a lot of hormones, and that was the first time I had sex in a car in freeway traffic, and I went from 65 to 100. But the car went, and I was in 5th gear, folks. Nice to be skinny and young. And the traffic went from fast to slow as we created a traffic jam. Anywho, be creative, have fun. And outdoor stuff is fun, and then tell them about little kinky stuff you're into. Like, you don't have to go overboard, okay? Tell her it'd be fun to get a Nerf gun and then, like, have her shoot a dart up your booty and slide on grease and perform oral fellatio with an ice cube in her mouth and booty play. Simple, clean, normal stuff that everybody says. But if you're a little bit creative with it, Lord knows where you're going to go. Hopefully to heaven. Anywho, sorry this one went long, but dedicated to my 80s buddy with the Commodore. Check this out, dude. Like Sizzler, when I can actually order on that retired menu, I'm going to go on eBay, buy a broken Atari 400, I swear. Just the unit, not the power cord, nothing else. And when I sit down, if anyone asks, I'm going to tell them it's a laptop and I'm trying to connect to the Wi-Fi. 80s style all the way. Okay, so coming up next we'll do part 3 is the sheriff's rhyme. Like, don't, like, upset the dad in case, like, there's brothers and sisters involved. So anyway, I did a simple rhyme. That'll be the third one. I'll read it right now. Try to copy and paste or something. And then we'll make the deaf normal. Break down how to build a pyramid. How third eye technology works. Cattle mutilations. I don't know. I'm taking requests at this stage. Dyatlov Pass incident. How to hack your mind. How to hack your cat. How to hack a cat box. Whatever you got. New game, new rules 3.0. This is really going to pump up the level this time and the intensity off the charts. Anywho, just wanted to let you know I sent my first dick pic to you. Wasn't this a Scud missile? Oops, can't get my finger up there. By the way, this is what I did the other day. I didn't know how to tell a girl I smoked pot or cigarettes. Watch this subtlety. I was like, yeah. We're video and just talking first. I was uncomfortable to show her the paper bag over my wiener. And if you ever watch that comedian, he spins the bag around a lot, just so you know. But she thought it was funny. But be careful with the ink you used. Mine was UV ink under a black light. But anywho, look, subtlety is where it's at, alright? And then I just was like, I wonder if she's going to figure out, like, this isn't methamphetamine, and, like, this is, like, a really cool design. It's 20 inches tall. It's 3 foot of water and smoke mixing, not one screen inside of it to get clogged. Everything breaks down. You can see the clips. Easiest self-maintaining sucker in the world. $2, you get a multicolor light. Anywho, I wanted to go out right with this video. Stand by. If the audio wasn't working, it was the cigarette or I dropped the mic. Just like right now. Beaker signing out. Version 3.0. This is the final season, folks. Look, I got a foreign market that's way over 8 million people. I got 3 views. Can I get a like? I mean, I love you guys, but come on. I'm 80s style. Let's go. Here's my latest hacked bomb. Dropping the mic, sending the biggest Scud missile. Telling the truth. Hey ladies, I smoke, sorry. But I play with my dingleberry and my nipples. And I'd love to take my tongue and run it around your lips. Watch this. I tried to drop the mic. Let's do this right. Ladies, just smoked a banana. Thank you. Till next time.